Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 39, recorded in the DeFauntleroy Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, in Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host, Gary, in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
I'm looking up famous number 39s right now.
Your guy, Mike Greenleaves.
Oh, that's right. Greenwell was the best.
Yeah, how do you not? This is episode Mike Greenwell, recorded in
Greenwell, the Gator. He was a Florida guy, right? That's why they called him the Gator?
Yeah.
Makes sense. What's happening? How are you doing today?
Not too much. Not too much. I got a big trip coming up tomorrow or 3 days ago as this recording comes out.
Yeah, we're recording early because you're going to be on property on our Sunday normal recording.
Yes, our normal recording day, which is always Sunday. I'd say 98% of the time.
Yeah, unless we have something pressing, we usually do a Sunday.
We'll have a fantastic trip review upon completion of this mission.
That's
going to
great.
Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, staying club level for one night.
Oh, baby.
Yes, sir.
We like that, don't we?
Oh, we like it. It's dirty, isn't it? And this is kind of segueing into what our topic's going to be. But
yes,
I'll tell you what, I did not realize that it was Thanksgiving. I didn't realize it was Easter. I just 33 points for a studio. The hell with it. I've got so many from last year. Let's just ball it up, baby. And I'm
it's
like, well, that would
points.
explain why it's expensive. And it's a Sunday. Sunday constitutes weekdays for Disney.
That's
As
true.
far as Disney Vacation Club's concerned.
So we'll decide. We'll talk about that today in the topic. We'll decide if it's worth it wasting points. But club level, it's only available at Animal Kingdom with DVC, and it's a lot of points, especially
It's a
on
lot
Easter,
Yeah.
which you didn't even realize.
We did not know.
No. Oh, man, I'm excited for you. Do you want to talk about the phone call you received the other day? We'll talk about that first a little bit, and then we'll segue into the topic.
Yeah, I saw a 407 missed call. I figured it was my guide. It's that time to get your call from your guide about adding on more points.
Yeah, because they usually call when you have a trip coming up.
Yeah, a lot of times that. Figure maybe tax season, you're getting a big fat return that you don't know what to do with. Obviously, you don't want to put that in the bank and save for the future. You have to
buy some points.
Waste the money.
Yes.
Again, another segue into what we're going to be talking about this evening. But I got a voicemail from somebody in concierge. We can't wait to welcome you in a couple days. Here's our phone number. If there's any questions that you have, don't hesitate to call us upon arrival. Go to the front desk and they're going to be able to escort you up to the club level, which obviously, like I told you, you need to have that grand entrance. Do you not?
Oh, you got to get escorted up. This is not a mobile check-in kind of stay.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. You're going up there with your sunglasses on, correct?
Oh, you have to.
You're not taking the sunglasses off when you're on that elevator going up the club level.
That's a good point.
Maybe have the gold chain sticking out.
Oh, you want the gold? You want the Guido chain going?
I don't know if I want the big M for my first name, or do you want a B for baller?
What about like a GF?
Oh, just our home resorts?
Yeah, you would like that. That's your license plate. You might as well get the chain too.
Would you wear a chain to the member guest?
Oh, just a big gold chain that says SSR on it?
Yeah. Just sticking out of the shirt. Would you wear that?
It might mess up my swing. Not that my swing's very good, but it could make it worse.
We were talking on 16 today. Played with Rick Silverstein, and we were talking about how I asked you if you'd go black tie for the member guest.
Yeah.
And Silverstein's putting his tee in the ground. I can kind of see him like, what is he talking about? So he goes, "What are you talking about, Blacktail, Mikey?" He calls me Mikey. I said, "Hey, Rick," I said, "if you and I ever to play with, if you ever left Sarah Bay and I had you as my guest for the member guest, would you black tie with me?" And he's just looking at me like, what? He goes, "I don't even have black." I go, "No, we go to Mr. Tux. I don't even know if those are around.
Mr.
We go to
Tux.
one of those rental tux
Yeah.
places." I don't think he answered the question. Like most people don't answer my stupid questions, but
No, that's usually the way it goes. It's just like in our chat, people just leave your questions hanging like a fart in church. Just sits there.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. A fart in church.
Oh, you've never heard that saying before?
I don't think so.
No, that's a good one.
So what are we talking about tonight? This is normally my show, but you came up with the topic.
Well, since you have a concierge stay,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about what are the best ways to waste points with DVC. Because that's my favorite thing to do is to waste points. And there's a lot of good places to do it, aren't there?
Oh, yeah.
Like we had our friend Joe Quat on not that long ago, and he dropped the bomb on us that he had to quote unquote stay at the Copper Creek cabins because he had points to waste.
Is that a good problem?
That's a great problem. It's a problem I'll probably never have because I love wasting points ahead of time.
Yeah.
And I think you're the opposite though. You're usually like a point hoarder.
Yeah, like I've always said, it's like when I had my first paper route and I was caddying, I just
Yeah.
hoarded that cash, and I hate seeing these points disappear.
But when you use them, isn't it so fun?
It really is. It really is.
So we're going to talk about wasting some points. Let's say you buy a contract and you have some banked points you have to use on the resale market, or if you didn't bank them in time and you have something coming up where you have to use them, points in holding, things like that. There's a lot of reasons why you need to waste points. And sometimes you just want to waste them because it's an opportunity you haven't had yet, like your concierge level that we have coming up. But what are some point wasters with the DVC? There's plenty of them.
Yeah, there are.
I want to talk about a few of them. Let's start with the concierge though, because that's one that we're both doing. You'll have already stayed there by the time this episode comes out. I have a stay coming up in July. We're talking about Jumbo House, concierge level, studios, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms. Ton of points. Is it worth it? Is it a waste? I mean, you're in the highest point chart right now. Your studio on a Sunday is 33 points.
Yes, sir.
You can get a value studio at Jumbo House for 7 points in September. 33 points is a lot of points for one night in the studio. But that club level, that concierge level is so appealing, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. We stayed, like I mentioned on our sister podcast, we got upgraded years ago at the yacht club, and they put us in the presidential suite, and we were at club level, and it changed my outlook. I mean, it was amazing.
Oh yeah. So I guess we'll talk about wasting points a little bit, but how do you plan on taking advantage of the amount of points you're using here?
Well, we're gonna get up there early because, like you said, we have to get up there and grab breakfast. Is correct?
I think so. It only makes sense, yes.
We're just probably just gonna just be like birds, just kind of pick and peck a little bit at whatever their offerings are. I was watching a YouTube. It looks like they have like a scrambled eggs and Gouda cheese. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
That sounds pretty good, yeah.
They bring some of their soups down from downstairs up.
I mean, they have drinks all day.
Mhm.
They have the
Mhm.
espresso machine. Like I know Susie likes some fancy coffee, so she can use the espresso machine. You're more of just a regular drip coffee kind of guy, right? You don't
Yes,
like
that's correct.
espressos or
I
lattes
do
or
not
anything like
know.
that. No. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you just have to get up there early and take advantage of it.
I agree. Yeah, I
You
agree.
have the breakfast period, you have the lunch period, there's like a afternoon snack period, and then there's a dinner period, correct?
Yes.
What's it like 8 to 8 basically it's open?
I believe it's actually earlier, 7, I've read that they do a 6:30 to 7 coffee and then 7 to 10:30
Oh,
breakfast.
okay. And there's like short periods where it's closed where they're changing things over, but it's essentially open all day.
Yeah, I know because they always have an attendant, so you can because they do lock up the booze, but you can go up and he'll grab you some beers, so it's not a
Yeah.
problem.
Now, my question to you as
Yeah.
a hypothetical, you and I are on the same page as of right now doing this and taking full advantage. Is this worth it if you're planning on going to the parks and just like working around with the club level stuff, or do you think you need to make it a dedicated club level kind of stay where you're going to be hanging out all day, using the
For
lounge all day, using the resort all day?
from a lot of what I've been kinda researching, it's great for, like, your situation because you can have the breakfast
Yeah.
before you head off to the parks. A lot of people grab their breakfast, different cereals and eggs, hard-boiled eggs, you can protein up before you head off to the parks, get a coffee to go on the bus, and you're good to go. So I think it's fine for couples like us that don't have kids who like to just cling to the resorts all the time, but I
Yeah.
think it's gonna work for you guys, and I'll be interested because you still have park days? You'll still have your
No,
annual
actually,
passes?
our
Oh, okay, so
passes will have expired at that point unless we renew them on the
gotcha.
trip, which I got to think about if I'm able to weasel my way into renewing them, which I don't know if I can. I just want to put this in perspective, Mike, for you. You can get a 2-bedroom value villa, 2-bedroom
Mhm,
value in the second highest tier for 31 points per night, Monday through Sunday
mhm,
or weekday. And you're spending 33 for a
yeah,
studio for one night.
yep,
So it's a lot. It's a lot of points.
mhm.
I still think it's worth it though.
I mean, more than likely, it's gonna be a one and done for us.
It's a one and done. You're not going to do 6, 7 days there. You're going to do
Absolutely
one
not.
night, 2 night, maybe
It
once
opened
every
up
other
when I
year.
stalked the site, I text my pet sitter, "I'm available, boom, let's book it." And it'll be a one and done.
And you're going to take full advantage. You're going to be there all day. You're going to eat your meals there. You're not going to go out to eat necessarily. You'll hang out at the
I'm gonna be
pool.
sitting I'm gonna probably grab a cup of coffee and go sit at the concierge desk and irritate them. I'm gonna be that guy coming off the elevator that, "Oh, you gotta deal with him this time." What's the worst client you've ever had? I just picked their brains. I love asking them questions about phone calls that they had to make when somebody came off a Disney Cruise
Yeah.
Line and wanted a specific watch that they weren't able to purchase. Just they tell you all sorts of good stories, but, yeah, it'll be a one and done, but we're looking forward to it. You're gonna be hammering me on Messenger tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, I want to know how it is, everything. Like the one thing I'm curious about is if there's enough food for it to be like your meals or if it's just snacks.
Yeah, and it varies from club to club. I heard
Because it
this is
looks
one of
like
the
there's
better
enough.
ones. Yeah.
And drinks wise too, like are you going to start drinking early? Because you usually only drink at night, but then it
Yeah, I'm not a
closes
big
relatively early. So
true that.
are you gonna stock up? Are you gonna start drinking earlier because you're gonna hang out at the resort? Is one night good? Is 2 nights better? There's a lot of questions because we have 2 nights, which is
Yeah.
essentially 3 days of club level.
Yeah, it's 3 full days of club level, absolutely, and you're gonna be already on property, so you can, as you mentioned, rope drop
Rope drop
that
it, absolutely.
concierge. Yeah.
I was already talking about that. Yeah, it's absolutely gonna rope drop it.
I mean, if the kids are still sleeping, just wrap them in a blanket and throw them in the back seat while you're gonna be are you using Disney transportation?
Well, we're going from Kidani to Jumbo, so I'm just gonna walk.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have to check out till 11, so you'll just you can walk yourself over there at 6:30 and
absolutely,
start with your
absolutely.
nice iced coffee, over
Yes,
grab your overlook the lobby, people watch. It's fantastic.
yes.
You're gonna be smelling the beautiful scents from
Mm,
downstairs at Boma.
yes. Yeah, there's a lot. So we'll get out of the club level because that's obviously a great way to waste some points.
Yeah.
I have the point charts up
Okay.
for club level. The cheapest is 18 points in September for a studio.
I'll tell you what, parts, that is a great play because I pay 17 at the Grand Floridian, and it's 1 point less over at Riviera at 16. That's not a bad play.
So it goes from 18 to 33, up actually 36 for weekend at a studio. One bedroom villa goes from 38 up to 73. A two bedroom goes from 51 to 98 points per night. So we're
How
staying in a
wasteful.
one bedroom in July.
Okay.
So we're
I was gonna
paying
say how wasteful is a one-bedroom concierge because you don't really need the kitchen. That is so filthy what
no,
you're doing.
that's all we could get though. 44
Yeah.
points. I never really thought I should have waitlisted a studio, shouldn't I? I didn't
You
even
could
think
have. I didn't know. Do you normally don't have a ton of wait lists at one time, do you?
I probably should still do that. I could still do it. You never know. Because that would save me 44 points if a studio became available.
Mhm.
Concierge. Um, Still though, I mean, obviously it's a waste. 44 points per night. And you're right. You don't need the kitchen. You don't need all that for a one bedroom for four people.
You
But
do
that's the
need that
most.
living room though, don't you?
It's nice. It's nice to have the living room. It's a lot of points, but you can really take advantage. Like if I want to drink a lot and make cocktails and things like that, those cocktails are $20 each at the bars at Disney. The beers are what, $8 to $12 a piece,
Depending on where you go, yep.
and then the food. Like we can
Yep.
definitely not eat any other food besides the club level.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is
you
that
can.
is that your plan? Do you plan to not eat anywhere else, or are you gonna play it by ear?
I'm probably not, but I'm not gonna be opposed
Mhm.
if the food because it's really hard to put a price tag on it because you're gonna be when we got upgraded at Yacht Club, the following year, we booked a place, and we were gonna pay out of pocket to stay book concierge level again, and then COVID happened, and they canceled, our reservation, but to put a price tag on it, it's not worth it for the 2 of us, it might be worth it for a family of 4,
Yeah, I see that.
but again, it's the experience, it's just sitting down there shooting the breeze with other people and not having a place to go to, which is so nice when you're at Disney and you're constantly on these time schedules.
I think the biggest thing for you though is that you're driving back. So you have one night of drinking, whereas like I'm flying.
Right.
So I can
Yep.
actually drink right up until we have to leave for the airport. And that's where
Yeah,
you
you
make your
I
hay
mean, theoretically, if I wanted
on
to,
that
she
day.
could drive home, but yeah, I mean, I also have to get home and edit our show. I mean, you give me a quick breather to go up there and have a couple of Bud Lights and
A lot of
some
work.
corn chowder, and I gotta turn around right back and get these
Yeah,
shows
it's a lot
updated.
of work. You can't
Yeah.
be messing around. What
Now,
else?
if you
What
found out we were a day late on our podcast because I was drinking, you would definitely send me somewhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd call HR. There'd probably
Mhm.
be a seminar, a meeting. It would be bad. It wouldn't be good.
No, no, you can't be blowing off work because of the sauce, but anyways, what was your question, Parts?
I was gonna say, what are some of the other best ways to waste points at DVC? I mean, there's the obvious ones, right? You have your Copper Creek cabins, you have your poly bungalows. I think a sneaky point wasting is the tree houses at Saratoga.
Is it a point waste, though? Because I see it as a tremendous value.
Okay. I can hear that out.
Now, the way you used it was a tremendous value, even though you paid for all of us to stay up there.
Yeah.
Now, where I think it would be wasteful, but I could totally see you doing it,
Mm-hmm.
is just doing it with the 4 of you guys.
And that would be a waste.
That would be a waste, but it would be beautiful, would it not?
It would be great. So the Treehouse Villas range from 38 points per night, which is almost what you're paying for your studio at club level.
Yeah.
You're paying 33. 38 weekday in September, all the way up to 76 for a weekend, Christmas Eve to New Year's Eve, and then Easter time. 76. That's Friday, Saturday night. 65 for the week at the highest level. But generally in the 40s for the most part, 41 up to 51 during the week per night at the Treehouse. Treehouse sleeps 9. It's 3 bedrooms. It's a single standalone unit. You have a private porch. You have parking right at the front. I think you're right. I don't think it's a waste at all. I think it's one of the best values.
Yeah, I think it's a great value, yeah.
Because it's only 3 points more than a 2-bedroom at Saratoga. And while those 2 bedrooms are nice, the tree houses are just so unique, don't you think?
They really are. And
Like
I
everything.
cannot wait for the refurbishment. They're gonna kill that place, aren't
Oh
they?
yeah.
Kill it in a
Everything,
good way.
everything being equal, are you going a 3-bedroom treehouse or a 2-bedroom villa at Saratoga? Points are exactly the same. What are you doing?
It's hard to say because I love their rooms. I love
The rooms are nice. Yeah.
after staying at the treehouse, I might lean toward a 2-bedroom, but
Mhm.
like you said, everything being equal, I would prefer the treehouse. I just love the seclusion and being out of the way.
Yeah, I mean the tree houses are gorgeous.
Transportation's a problem.
At both, though. I think
Yeah.
the transportation's equally bad at the 2-bedroom or the treehouse. One of the other places you can definitely waste some points is the 2-bedroom cabin at Copper Creek. And now we're truly getting
that
into
is
wasting
your
points. My dream.
that is your dream.
Because now the lowest points for a single night weekday in September is 84 points.
Oh, that's hard, isn't it? I mean,
That's
that's a
tough.
contract.
That's
That's a
tough to
contract
justify.
in borrowing points for a 2-night stay.
Yeah. And it goes all the way up to 196 points for a weekend in during Christmas or Easter. 196, 200 points. I mean, that's one night for my whole contract, basically.
Mhm.
They're so unique, though. You have the hot tub, you have the fireplace, you have the private grill. There's a doorbell.
Is there a doorbell there?
I think there's a doorbell.
I wasn't sure.
Nope.
Oh,
I guess not.
that's the wrong soundboard. We're
Yeah,
gonna
the
get
wrong soundboard.
kicked off of Spotify
No, I
now.
don't think the 22 milliseconds.
Oh, their
is
AI's
gonna
been terrible.
Yeah, the Copper Creek cabins, that's my dream. More than anything, more than any 3-bedroom villa, more than a cottage at Vero Beach, the Copper Creek cabin is my number one point wasting fantasy. I would love to waste points there. I'd love to have 1,000 points and just be able to waste a week there every year. Wouldn't you?
I think I found it. It's a little late, but who cares?
Okay.
Kristen, ring the doorbell. It's got a doorbell.
It's so dumb, isn't it?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I love that. I love that.
I mean, do you like the cabins as much as I do? Is that your
No,
number
I do
one
not.
point waster?
No, I do not.
No.
No, I do not. No.
What's your number one point waster since we're talking about it?
Well, I mean, there's two.
Tell me.
Um, the Grand Villas, they completely mess me up.
Just anywhere or anyone in particular?
I love Riviera and the Grand Floridian. Grand Floridian is those two resorts are always 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
And Susie even said she agrees with what you said because she said, I think Riviera is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, but your cousin's right. It's our most recent stay. We stayed at a unique tower studio, watched fireworks. I said, then we're going to stay in a 1-bedroom at the Grand at Christmas and put our Christmas tree up and watch the monorail whisk by, and you're going to love that. But I think those are two of the best Grand Villas. And I give the nod to the Grand Floridian because they have that media room.
The media
And
room.
like I've told you, every couple weeks I tell you how much that messes me up and how cool it would be to have the whole family in that media room watching Christmas movie on a 75-inch flat screen TV.
So if you wanted to do the Grand Villa at the Grand Floridian on Christmas Eve, if it's a weekend, if Christmas Eve is on a Friday or a Saturday, it would be 227 points for one night.
227 for
That's a lot, isn't it?
You're looking at close to 400 for two, because you got to do Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Yeah, sure.
And check out the 26 and go watch a miserable college bowl game. One of the bad
Motor
bowl
City
games.
Bowl, yeah.
Yeah.
So the cheapest is 111 weeknight in September and all the way up to 227 weekend near Christmas.
See, I couldn't see doing that in September because even if we brought a ton of family, it's better off just getting 2 bedrooms or just paying for a couple of studios. But with that
a 2-bedroom in September is 54.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So even two bedrooms is 108. That's less than a 3-bedroom.
Right. But it's just having everybody together for a holiday. That's what makes it. Does it not?
For sure. If you wanted to do the full week at Christmas, it would only be 1,439 points.
But there's sickos who have 2,000 points. God rest Peter's soul.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I see the attraction. Do you not?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to be able to stay at a 3-bedroom villa for no reason every time I went. Like, I could burn 1,000 points a year. No problem. No problem.
Easily.
No problem at all. I could have 1,000 points and say I could justify more. Be like 1,250 would really be a comfortable number. That's the problem. No matter how many points you have, you always want another 250 points.
Well, you? when I messaged you last night and I said that we walked roadie and we were talking about sleep around points.
Yeah.
I said, now you get into the FU points, which Zach really likes that we call it, where, you have a lousy week. You can go up on a Saturday night.
Yes.
And I stay home. I play my Saturday game and I hang out with Rhodey. Like, you know what? I just had a miserable week. I want to go up and stay at Saratoga and get a couple drinks in downtown Disney and call it a day. I mean, we have that opportunity where you can do a lot of ways. Well, I'm a points man. I do not like going up on weekends because it's too expensive.
Yeah, sure.
But now if you have a lot of FU points, now we could go after work, or Kristen can, work through her lunches, and we could leave at 2, get there for check-in, and spend a weekend up there without her having to take any vacation days.
Yeah.
But you can only do that with the FU points, right?
That's true.
Can't do that with your 2 original contracts. We have to be strategic with that.
So speaking of FU points, if you want to stay at a bungalow at the Poly, we're starting at 112 points. That's more. That's one more point than a 3-bedroom Grand Floridian villa. At the cheapest, 112 points.
And I think the Grand Villa at the Grand Floridian is much better than the bungalows.
I would stay, if you gave me the choice, points don't matter. I would stay at a cabin or a bungalow.
I know.
And the only reason, or the main reason, is I'd rather have a hot tub than a plunge pool.
I agree with you. And the other reason why I like the wilderness lodge is it feels like it's secluded.
Yes.
Like those poly bungalows, you feel like you're in the middle of the poly. And one of the reasons that I'm not a huge poly fan is it's just too damn crowded and
Mhm.
it's just too in the middle of everything. Where those cabins, you're out of the way. It is so quiet. You're on Bay Lake and it is just super chill, super chill.
Oh, the cabins are my number. That's what I think about every time when I book a room. I'm like, maybe they'll upgrade me to a cabin.
Is that what you do like when you go to bed and you have trouble sleeping instead of counting
Mhm.
sheep, you count like cabins?
Yes. That's all I want. I wish Joe Quat invited me because I would have possibly booked a flight to stay in
Wow,
that
that
room.
says a lot. That says a lot because I invited you to stay at, the presidential suite.
I looked at flights; they were expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's day of, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, can you
For one night, it wasn't really worth it. But
No, we're there for 2 nights.
oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
we're there for it was the duration of our stay.
I guess that's a good point. We're talking about wasting points, but if you got to the front desk
Mhm.
and you went to check in and they said, "We're sorry, sir. The room you booked is unavailable. You can pick
Mhm.
any DVC room for your stay, for your 1 or 2 night
Oh,
stay."
oh.
Are
I
you
mean, this is a
picking
whole
are you picking a 3-bedroom at Grand, or are you picking a cabin, or are you picking a bungalow, or are you picking concierge level? What are you wasting these points? Let's say it's a freebie. Obviously that's an unrealistic scenario,
yeah.
but those are the fun ones to think about. It's like when you buy the $2 Powerball ticket and you think about how you're going to spend the winnings. It's unrealistic, but it's fun to think about,
Correct.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I still think I'd pick the cabins over anywhere. It's number 1 on my list, and I don't think
You
it's particularly close.
you know what's very high on my list as well
What's that?
are those beach cottages at
The
Vero
Vero
Beach.
Beach Cottage, yeah.
Oh,
I had a feeling that was high on your list. You know what's nice about those? The highest
they're
point
cheap. They're
is
cheap, yeah.
126. It's not cheap.
No,
126
but no, but Parza, I
comparatively.
looked at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Take a look at Thanksgiving, and obviously we would do the Wednesday before. We do Wednesday, Thursday, check out Friday.
It's like 73 a night.
Yeah, that's
That's
doable,
not bad. That is
especially
doable.
if you have that add-on,
Yeah.
and then, like, if you're gonna come with your family, I mean, ho is it worth 73 points
I
if
think
I do
so.
73 and you do 73?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think it's definitely worth it.
So the thing that really, if you look at September for a week, 444 points for a week at one of those cottages is not bad. If you split
It's
it
not bad.
between like if you pay 222 and I pay
Yep,
222,
and I'll
that's
tell
not
you what,
that's not
that's some
crazy,
good
is it?
weather. It's school's back in town.
Yep.
The weather's fantastic. It's still warm. You can still obviously do the beach. So water temperature's fantastic. And it's gonna be empty.
Yes.
That's the best time to go. It's just too bad that you have kids that have to go to school.
Yes.
It kind of puts a damper on cheap points and better times to go.
That's true. Well, that's why September's so cheap.
Now you know what would be interesting?
I know what you're gonna say.
What?
You're talking about Hilton Head 3-bedroom in like January, aren't you?
No, I'm talking about homeschooling. I wonder how many people homeschool so that they can go
So they
go
go to DVC. All right. Well,
You
I don't think
know that there's a few.
I
You
don't think I'm
know that
gonna
there's
pull
a
my kids out of school so I can go on vacation in
You know
September.
that there is a spreadsheet. There is a spreadsheet out there. I don't have it. I don't think Angry Newfield Jr. has it. Ken Cabot may have it.
He might have it.
He might have a
Cards. Listen
homeschooling.
to this. January, Hilton Head 3-bedroom grand villa for a week.
It's so dirty, isn't it?
213 points for a week.
A week. How much is it a night?
27.
27 for a grand villa. And it has a fireplace. Have you watched that video?
You're
It
spending
has a
33
fireplace.
points for one night in a studio, and you can get a 3-bedroom in January for 27 points at Hilton Head. That's messed up, isn't it?
Yes.
That's not even wasting points. That's a great use of points.
That's a great deal, and the weather sucks, but who cares? You sit around and play board games and hang out.
You're playing some
Watch college
pinochle.
football, college basketball. It's fantastic.
Me, you, Susie, and Doc playing some high-low jack, drinking some beers.
Playing high-low jack. I
Yeah,
mean,
what's
for
going
all
on?
that, we can get Frank and Sue in there. We can get additional people.
It sleeps up
We
to
could have
12
some-
cards. Yeah,
We could have some
absolutely.
high-low jack tournaments.
That's true. Good point.
It's like playing basketball. Winner stays up in the playground. We could just play winner stays at high-low jack. Next.
Next, who's up? I love thinking about wasting points. Those 3-bedroom villas mess me up a lot.
Yeah, they do.
A lot. That media room. The one at Copper Creek is gorgeous with that huge table.
You're a big fan of that. The one at Alani's amazing.
Yes.
The Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Oh, the 2
with
floors.
those floor to
Yeah.
ceiling windows overlooking the safari. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you could easily spend 2,500 to 3,000 points a year, couldn't you?
You want me to ask Susie? This could terminate our relationship.
Your third contract's 1,400 points. Just-
I look at some of these. I look at some of these Vero, and I swear, if it weren't obviously for the annual dues, but they got a couple at like 420 for like $13,000. I'm like, oh, what I could do with 420? Oh my
oh, I
lord!
know.
Oh.
The thing is, though, what good's it going to do for 2 of you to stay in a 3-bedroom?
I don't know. Can we do it? Yeah.
I mean, you could, but is it useful? Not really.
No. Yeah, the Grand Villa at the Grand Fleury, it just wouldn't be fun with 2 people. That you just want to share that, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
You just want
100%.
you want that to be like our Christmas Eve at Connecticut. You just want people like eating pizza strips. And who's that person? Do you know that? I've never met that guy before. You know, you always have that guy who's smoking the heater on the balcony. Like, who's that? I think it's like Uncle
Wouldn't it be
Joe.
great to bring Glenn back and have him cooking the lobster and the shrimp at one of the
doing
Grand Villas?
Christmas Eve?
Man.
Oh, now that's messing me up.
Yes.
You're bringing back deceased people.
You're about
to
people
stay
from
at
the
Grand
dead.
Villa. That's perfect.
I'm not even talking about like your parents or our grandfather. We're just bringing in Uncle Glenn so he can cook up lobster.
Good. Remember when we hit his wine cellar?
That was bad. That was really bad. We don't have to get into that.
No, we don't. No, we really don't need to get back into that. The wine cellar downstairs in Connecticut.
Oh, I could waste so many points. I could waste 1,000,000 points.
You know what's another, before we wrap up, another one that I'm trying to sell her on, and she's just too frugal, and she's not frugal at all. I want to do a 1-bedroom at Alani. And she's like, there's no reason for it. We're going to be doing stuff all the time.
Because you're not going to cook if you're there.
No, we're not going to cook because
No.
groceries are too expensive. I like having that couch. I don't know what it is. I like having the couch and the TV. We don't need it. I'm like, yeah, but it's going to be the only time we go. Like,
Right.
I really want to get a 2-bedroom and take somebody. I
That'd be
messaged you yesterday. I like doing this stuff with people now, don't you?
Yeah, like I love taking my parents to the treehouse. I'm happy to take my sister to the 2-bedroom at Animal Kingdom. Like it's cool. It's fun to do that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking forward to Hilton Head because you're taking.
I got Hilton Head. We're taking our niece in September to the
Fort Wilderness.
Fort Wilderness cabins. We're taking Kay apparently in December. Well, only because she hasn't booked any of her flights. So it's one of those where we'll find out 3 weeks prior whether or not she'll. But we got 1-bedroom booked at Riviera. So yeah, I like sharing this stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna need another 200-300 points at least.
Now to 2 to 3.
2 to 3, yeah. 600 would be good.
You go up to 750 is a nice number.
750 is a really nice number.
That's just because it's not ridiculous. You're still not getting into the 4 figures.
Because you're only spending like $5,000 on dues at that point.
Yes.
And like you can justify that because if you stayed for a week in like a Grand Floridian studio, it's going to cost you $5,000. So you're still making out. I mean, we could talk circles around the math all day.
We've got so many problems, don't we?
Oh, million problems. We need to wrap things up before we're both making offers here tonight.
I haven't looked today. I played golf, so I have not looked. I don't even know if there's anything good out there, but I can
love
assume that
wasting
there are
points.
quite a few. Anyways, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in Florida. Thanks for listening. Talk again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.